we're constantly striving to produce a quality product. I don't want to fuck around, if you will. I hope you're gonna beep that out, but I
probably won't.
fine. Yeah, I want to keep it real. I don't want to mess around. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I want to advertise, a quality product, and if you come out, I want you to enjoy it because that's where my heart goes.
And it's fun. We're ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little quick spiel. Welcome to another episode of Live from Langley BC. This is the #1 podcast in Langley, where we talk about local news and businesses and events all around Langley, because we don't want you guys to miss on any of this like I did. So today's guest is a Langley Smoke Show. He's been around for a while, and he's recently started to make a lot of waves here locally with his barbecue shop, or barbecue shop on wheels. That's the Texas Barbecue Shop. Welcome, Nate, or Nathan.
Hi,
How do you Nate or Nathan?
Either or.
Either or. Okay. Well,
thank you for
Nathan. Yeah, thanks for coming on. I've been going to your establishment on wheels for the last couple of years now. Have you guys been around much longer than that?
So we came about kind of at the beginning of COVID.
Okay.
So the whole story behind it was, so I was in a career. I was doing finance, and I was a hobbyist smoker. Just kind of got into smoking meat. I got hooked on all these YouTube cooking channels and all the things you can find on TV. Anyways, I got really hooked on all this, and I started smoking meat. And then I built myself a bigger smoker, and I started getting good at it. And people close to me were thinking, you're really good at this. You should start, advertising. And I hadn't really thought about it because I was working, and I was just very busy with kids and whatnot. So I decided to start posting ads on Marketplace for platters and whatnot, right? And it just kind of took off. And from there, I built a bigger smoker, and then I ended up building what we have now at the Dreher Farm, which is we call it T1, which is our main location. And that was really just designed to be there for summertime. And it kind of kept going on. People wanted us in September and October, and then it kept going on. We were getting, calls for Christmas, and they want barbecue at Christmas. And I mean, it never ended. So now we just launched our second, and there's currently, I'm not going to say too much about it, but there's big things going in the works that you're going to hear about in the next few weeks probably. So there's lots going on.
The beautiful part about this show is where we break news like that. So we don't actually air this for another month.
Okay.
So by the time that this is released,
Yeah.
People will know, and
Yeah.
we can use this clip to promote that.
Yeah.
That announcement.
Yeah.
So it'll be good. Obviously maybe you're still ironing out some details, but if you want to, you can.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, we're expanding. We're expanding. We're growing. I say we because there's a big team of us now. There's probably upwards of like 15, 16 people, and we're all, there's a lot of moving parts. So we're just expanding, and it's just a matter of time before. I mean, we're already. No disrespect to the other barbecue trucks out there, but we are, essentially the biggest, and we're just multiplying. So we're going to be able to branch out more. Mm-hmm. So it's just
and I mean, you stand out against the competition because you do a few things differently, and one of those is, like you were mentioning, you built your own smoker.
So it was a design. It was a work in progress. It was a different design. It wasn't your typical cylinder, which was an offset and carried throughout. It was more of a square box that gave shelves, that created more square footage. So it was a different design. It was something a little risky in the beginning, especially to spend upwards of $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 on something that you don't know if it's going to work, and it worked out perfectly. So now we have this sort of design that we've already we're building another one. It's already started. It is so the smoker we have now is 75 square feet of cooking space. The new one is upwards of 135 to 140 square feet. So we're going to be able to fit probably about 40 briskets at a time, and then we'll have the secondary and so on and so forth because we need more meat.
Yeah.
We need as much meat as possible, as much meat as we can smoke, people can eat. And
you got to supply all the demand now.
Well, this is it. And it's a really cool process. I mean, for us, so the whole idea behind it wasn't we didn't want to reinvent the wheel. We just wanted to essentially bring the wheel here to BC. So whatever they do down south, the traditional offset all night long, 18-hour briskets, wood smoke, that's what we do. So we have no gas element. There's nothing that allows you to sleep well at night. The unfortunate part is it It takes, maintenance and manual labor throughout the evening, but because of that, the overall, the overall quality of the product is, you can't beat it, right?
Mhm.
It is
And that's something a lot of people don't understand about smoking is how long it takes, how
very long
much
time. Yeah.
attention and energy
Yeah.
it takes. It's not just
Trial and error and
throw it on
yeah.
the barbecue,
No.
throw it on the grill, and okay, you
Yeah.
got ribs in an hour or even less.
Pork ribs would be like a 4 hour thing, 3.5 to 4 hour. Beef ribs are like a 9 to 10 hour. Briskets an 18 hour. We prefer it that way, low, slow, as long as possible. A pork butt is also an 18-hour process, but we wrap it in between and keep all the moisture in. And there's definitely techniques to it. And these are things that we've learned over the past 3 years now. We're on our third year, and we'll be around for some time now.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
We're just expanding, and you're gonna hear a lot about us. We're working on. We've already got a sauce that we're branding. We're gonna get into stores very very soon. So you're gonna be able to see the Texas Bowl everywhere you go. We're working on our signage throughout the city. We've got one going on the highway. We really, we're growing in Langley, right? And the whole idea originally, and still is, was to cater to the Langley farm community. So, hence the reason why we're at the Dreger farm, and Rhonda Dreger has been honestly absolutely amazing. She's a fabulous person, and she has supported us the whole way. And we, in turn, we want to give back to we're there to feed. We're helping out the farming community, right? So this is our main thought by being sort of out there, and we're now branched into Langley, sort of getting closer to more and more people, giving everyone the opportunity.
And is there a reason why you chose Langley to do this out of?
It's home for me now.
Yeah. Did you grow up here?
No, I was born and raised in North Vancouver, and then moved to Langley 10 years ago now.
Okay.
Yeah, 10 years ago now.
10 years
Yeah.
ago. So then, it was
Hot in here.
well on its way.
Is it just me,
It's
or
all
is
the
it-
lights.
It is, right?
It's
This
well.
one, I feel it.
Yeah. Well, Langley was well on its way 10 years ago. How did it compare to North Van? I'm curious from your perspective.
North Van's busy.
Yeah.
North Van's busy. It was nice to grow up in North Van, right on the water. We had it was very nice out there. A lot of advantages. It's North Van, right? It's beautiful. Mountains, I grew up snowboarding, skiing.
Oh yeah, you're so close.
Yeah,
That must be
it's
nice.
we had a lot of things that my children unfortunately don't get as much as. We do the commute, but for me growing up out there, I was we got on the mountains every day. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, you get on like the bus and then it takes you
That's
up.
it.
and
Yeah,
you're
I
up
would
there.
lived at the Key, so we'd take one bus. It would take me up to Grouse Mountain, snowboard all day, come back 9-10 o'clock at night, go to school, and then do it every day. Yeah, like 4 or 5 times a week, every week.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's the one
Yeah.
thing that Langley is really missing is access to a mountain, to be honest, because we have access to
45.
pretty close access to lakes, right? You're
Yeah.
in between the city and the country,
Yeah.
but to get up the mountain, you have to go in a van or into even towards Maple Ridge. Not Maple Ridge. What's that? Sasquatch.
which is
which
like
is
an hour and a
growing.
half.
And
an
it's
hour and a half.
yeah, but then you don't deal with as much traffic on the
Yeah.
way back. Because on the way there it's fine, but on the way back you hit.
Yeah.
Unless you come
Traffic's
late.
terrible these
Yeah,
days.
oh, man,
The
it's-
264th and
Oh yeah, it's
232 and.
it's only getting worse, but everything has a way of working around. So yeah, not a huge issue. So you talked about starting off during COVID, and I'm curious about that because a lot of businesses that come on here, they talk about COVID as like a turning point in their business or a starting point or a point where they adjusted.
Yeah.
Right. So for you guys, that's when you started, and what gave you that idea?
Honestly, it wasn't a matter of just it being time for COVID. It was the fact that everything I was doing at that time, the work that I was involved in, had really taken a turn. The economy had slowed down. Nobody was buying anything. So I had to really make an adjustment in my life and figure out what it was that I was going to do. And this was a hobby that I was good at and I enjoyed. And honestly, it just kind of happened. And we've had a huge amount of support from the community and everyone around us. It's been a lot of fun, right? So, and we're just continuing and going to keep our standards, high.
Mm-hmm.
I want everything to be perfect always. Everything must be perfect, otherwise it cannot be served. Please do not serve it if it's not perfect. Throw it away. I don't care. I want perfect product. So it's about a reputation, right? I want to be known as I want. If we keep our integrity high, everything else will follow. It's not about the money. It's about serving a quality product. Unfortunately, with meat, like anything else, inflation has killed it. So the price of beef has gone up. So some people say, our product is very expensive, but it's because of, let's face it, we don't cut corners on any of our product. It costs us a fortune, and here it is that we're smoking that for 18 hours with manual, human work, labor going in that, plus the cost of wood, plus the cost of everything else. It is what it is. But with that, we do offer a premium product, and that's one thing that you can rely on with us. So.
It's something you can't recreate at home either. So the one thing that
people try.
People try. For me, like obviously being in business, everything always needs to have an ROI. Okay. Yeah. So my brain always thinks like, if I go to the 𝐏𝐸𝐷, not to diss the 𝐏𝐸𝐷, they make great food, but I have a steak there, and it's like $40, and I look at that, I'm like, this is just not marinated, nothing. It's just salt and pepper. Right, they grilled it properly though. You got the crust, but inside it's still tender, and you have the right temperatures and everything like that. So can I do this at home? I mean, I'm getting close, right? Yeah. As long as I'm a big butter steak guy.
Butter and then the rosemary and throw it in. Yeah.
I douse my steaks in butter. So when I have a
butter makes everything better.
When I have a 𝐏𝐸𝐷 steak, I'm like, I could probably have the decently close steak at home. Yeah. But when you talk about smoking, right, or other types of food,
different.
You can't. Yeah, unless you're going to be doing that work, standing there. There's these new fancy smokers now where they're hooked up to Wi-Fi.
Bradleys, the Webers, the 𝐄𝐦𝐚𝐢𝐥s, all of them.
The
Traegers.
The Traegers, that's who we had. We had a barbecue shop guy. That's who actually
got. I saw that.
He was talking about your place, and so
you can
get try, but it's not the same.
You can get an equal product, but it just to have the real wood smoke as opposed to an element, obviously feeding wood chips and creating a level of smoke, but the level of smoke is totally different. We're literally suffocating the meat in this big box with flame and fire, and for hours and hours and hours. And that's the one thing that does change it. It's just the natural wood and the heat from that. So that you just can't replicate. I don't care. I mean, don't get me wrong. Those other briskets, they're amazing, and at home, I'm sure you're gonna love it. But it's one thing that does kind of set us apart. And I'm not trying to put anyone down doing it at home with the Bradleys and the Traegers, but it's not the same. If you went, down south to the Franklin barbecues or any of the big places, it's done in a way that works, and it's there's no point in reinventing the wheel. It works. Just do it, but it's that time. A lot of people don't have that time. Mm-hmm. They don't. If you got 18 hours to smoke in a brisket, holy smoke, you should. Wow.
Make it a job at that point.
Yeah,
that's the cool part. You
right?
turned your hobby into a job, and that's why you're so passionate about it. And that's something I always preach. When someone is starting out in a career and they're like, I don't know what I want to do in my life, I ask them, what do you like doing? Yeah. Right? Find a way to monetize that, because then you'll never feel like you're going to work. You could be breaking even for all that matters, but at the end of the day, right, you're enjoying it and you're getting up excited, and you're not, letting anything.
Each day's different. Yeah,
exactly.
Believe it or not, it's not it's not every day it's the same with barbecue, right? The weather change, everything. The wood density, it's just everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
the moisture and
everything, absolutely everything. And we figured out a way to sort of fine tune it, and our lead pitmaster, Scotty. He's really defined it. I started everything. It was my idea, my methods, my planning, my everything. And since, obviously the growth, I can't do everything on my own. So we've had to, we've now created a system where everybody's got their jobs and their systems in place. And we have, just everything, because we have a team of, upwards of 15 people now. So there's a lot of moving parts. And, but Scotty's taken it on, and he's taken it to the next level. He's our lead pitmaster, and he's doing phenomenal things.
So when do you think that when did that start? When you started delegating tasks?
Scotty took over about 8 months ago. Okay. Firmly.
And what made you go in that direction?
It's a lot of work for me. I was doing, I was smoking all night, and then I was working all day, and I was napping in the evening for a couple hours, and I was running on honestly for a good 2 years, I was running on 4 hours of sleep, maybe a night, maybe. It was becoming a lot of work, and it was just unfortunate, for us to grow. I was getting burnt out. I had to take a step back in order for us to continue, building in a positive direction, as opposed to me getting burnt out. And, and it just, what do they say? You got to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, and you gotta find, you gotta do what you're good at. And originally, right,
Yeah.
you're like the Steve Jobs, right? You're the guy who had
Of
the
barbecue.
idea. You had the
That's
idea.
right. Yeah.
You put the wheels
Steve
in
Jobs.
motion.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
But you need someone to kind of take on the different roles so you can continue being that Steve Jobs, right?
Exactly.
Because there's different, personalities, right? There's the people who have the ideas, the visionaries, and then there's those people who are also, supporting roles, but they're also good at giving their input, more analytical. And then obviously other people with different skill sets. So you want to have those different roles because otherwise you won't be able to grow, like you're saying.
That's true.
Yeah,
This
so
is true.
that was a good move. What are you doing to kind of grow from your perspective right now, aside from making another location here and there? Are you planning any big events or doing any style of marketing? You said you did Facebook Marketplace, which I've never heard anybody do that before.
Yeah, selling platters. Definitely way under cost, but it worked. It was just really a good way to get the name out there originally and kind of bring people to the barbecue. Our social media marketing team, if you will, is combined with myself, Lexi, and a couple others, and we've outsourced as well. We get we've got a lot of content from people that come and visit us, and our marketing, our social media game is pretty tight right now. It's on point. And from there, we're growing. With that, we've got the reputation. Now we must grow with the reputation. And at the end of the day, multiple locations here, there, everywhere, if you will, is definitely in the works. A brick and mortar, haven't really thought that far. Don't think that's really the idea right now. Yes. I don't know. There's just so many things going on.
It might
right
take
now.
away a little bit from the barbecue aspect,
Yeah.
not like the going out on the grass and having a picnic style barbecue.
We want to keep it simple. The idea again was farm life, keeping it country, keeping it simple. People like that. There's so much in the day-to-day stresses, and it's nice to be able to come out to the farm and have a bite to eat and really relax and enjoy. The surroundings. You got farm on one side. You got, it's that's sort of the element that we were going for, is keeping it country.
Keeping it country.
Keep it country.
There's a song there, I think.
I'm sure there is. Yeah, there must be.
And then I just had a question for you. I forgot. It was about how you guys were growing so fast and what you guys were doing to continue to grow too. Shoot. Totally forgot.
Yeah, we're. I mean, we have two. We'll have more very, very, very soon. So what's happening right now? We're still working on it, but yes, we'll be a chain very, very soon.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
And then just again keeping it as
just
is.
Blanking right now. All I can think about is that barbecue.
Yeah, good. That's all I can smell.
What you brought for us?
Absolutely. It's just a little sample. Burnt ends.
So you
Burnt
talk
ends.
about your menu. Talk about your menu. You have so a few things here, right? While I work on my memory skills. So you have some cornbread, different types of cornbread. Personally, I'll be honest with you.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of cornbread.
You're not.
Not a fan. But that I am a fan
That's
of.
what people say.
So you've converted me. Every time we go to barbecue, my wife's like, "Hey, have this cornbread. It's so good." It's dry.
Warm
this
with
is
a little
good.
butter. So
yeah.
there's our cornbread recipe we worked on for a very long time. It is our recipe, but our cornbread is. We've also partnered with a local business that helps provide our cornbread because she's so amazing. Again, it is our recipe, but it's her providing the cornbread for us. Stacy's Cookies, lovely lady. The cornbread, really, honestly, everyone loves it. I can't give away the secrets to it, but there's one particular ingredient that is just so amazing.
You gotta try it for yourself.
They can't deny it. They just can't. It's just everything combined. It's like cake.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet,
Oh yeah.
Buttery.
So good.
Cake. Yeah.
And then you have
A little jalapeno
the
in
different meats that you have available.
Brisket, beef ribs, pork ribs, burnt ends. We also do our braised beef, which is essentially it's just slow roasted braised beef with seasonings. It's almost like a Mexican. We used to call it the Tex-Mex. It's like a Mexican beef, but it's slow roasted, very, very soft. We have a couple sandwiches that we use that in. We have our new Texas Texas cheesesteak, which is that. We have our TJ. We have our pulled pork sandwich, brisket on a bun, and I feel like there's one more I'm missing. I don't know. And then now we have the walking taco, which is.
Well, you were gonna bring now. You were gonna make it. What is that about?
So it's basically you get your choice of Doritos, big bag. I think it's like sweet chili or like Cool Ranch. Chop it open, braised beef on top, cheese sauce, jalapenos, onions. It just all combined, cilantro, and you can walk, and it's basically like nachos in a bag with meat. It's ridiculous.
Those would be good for like festivals.
You end up with it all over. Yeah, it's
be like a festival or something like that, and then you
festivals. Anytime, lunch, breakfast,
walking around. With
a
bag of Doritos.
Bag of Doritos,
full of meat.
Lots of calories.
There you go. Yeah,
lots of calories.
You gotta make them up somewhere.
Yeah.
And then so your locations you mentioned. There's one at the farm. Speaking of farms, before we get in locations, I don't want to go towards that yet. I want to talk more about what you're doing. So you said you're supporting local farms. So what farms are you working with? Maybe give them a shout out so
Absolutely. So when we set up originally, it was just for people enjoying the farm. It was for the berry pickers. The people coming out and do the day trippers, if you will, coming out and enjoying the Langley farming community. Yet it was so far away from, say, Fort Langley or downtown Langley, there was really no food source out there. So we wanted to come up with a food source in the area that catered to. So there's Kraus Farms, the Thunderbird Equestrian, and then of course our dear friend Rhonda Driggeter at the Driggeter Farms. There's Roots and Wings, which is Rob. He's on City Council as well, and his lovely wife Rebecca. There's Locality. So there's Mel and Andy up there. Everyone around us, Alder Acres, they've all supported us. We did an event at Alder Acres. We've done an event at Locality. We've done an event at Roots and Wings. Everyone within the vicinity of our main location, which is the Driggeter Farms, supports us hugely. And it's really cool to see because, again, during the summertime, it becomes so populated with the day trippers and the day berry pickers and the people that want to go out and enjoy, the people living in the city and they're living in the concrete jungle, if you will, and they want to get out and enjoy the country. And that's kind of where we come in. Keep it simple, keep it traditional, come out to the farm, enjoy some smoked meat like you would if you were in Austin, Texas, and that was the idea. So
you find that's the busiest time of the year is when people are coming from
well,
all those other
now,
locations?
I mean, originally, summertime was the peak season for us. And I mean, barbecue is a summertime thing, right? But now it's been created, like people know of us and obviously the high quality of what we offer. And now it's become a yearly thing. So it's not just a summertime thing. Sure, it's going to get busier in the summertime, but we're always steady. People know us, right? Our reviews online are great. We're constantly striving to produce a quality product. I don't want to fuck around, if you will. I hope you're gonna beep that out, but I
probably won't.
Fine, yeah. I want to keep it real. I don't want to mess around. I don't want to waste anyone's time. I want to advertise, a quality product, and if you come out, I want you to enjoy it because that's where my heart goes.
And it's funny you say that. Barbecue is a summer tradition, I guess you would say, but you mentioned also Christmas barbecue. That sounds like a great idea.
Who would have thought?
I'm sick of turkey.
December is one of our busiest months now. Everybody wants barbecue.
Oh yeah,
we're already
I'd be
booking
okay
up
with
for
Thanksgiving
Christmas
as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many times I just they spend so much time cooking this bird, and it's like everyone.
I'm a fan of the turkey. I like the turkey.
It depends who makes the turkey.
Oh yeah,
because everyone thinks they know how to make a turkey, but then they just throw it in the oven, put it in there for a long period of time. There's no seasoning.
No.
I'm not. Family members who have made turkey for me, don't take offense, all right? You didn't know better. I enjoyed it anyways because you just douse it with cranberry sauce.
Oh, terrible. sounds like something from a Chevy Chase movie.
Yeah,
right?
So
the Griswold's turkey.
Right.
You got to try my girl Nikki's turkey. She makes the best turkey. Absolutely.
Maybe that's why you're a fan of bird. Yeah, because I mean, I'd prefer some barbecue on Thanksgiving and Christmas, to be honest.
I'll expect a phone call.
I will definitely.
Yeah.
So do you do that year round? Also, planning a wedding here.
You are amazing.
Yeah. So
amazing.
One of the items that I thought I'd like to do is some sort of a barbecue because I don't see that very often.
Yeah.
It's something that my family does anyways, right, on a smaller scale. And to be honest, on my wedding day, I don't want to be standing by the grill.
Oh, no.
So
right?
Do you do any catering or anything like that?
We do. We did a wedding last summer. Nice. It was amazing. Went out there. It was a full day process. we really shined. We offered, we did like a street taco in the beginning, and then for dinner we did, taco was in the evening. We did appies first, which was like burnt ends, and it was just like something very simple, and then a huge meal for dinner. I'm surprised everybody ate it all, but they did, and then tacos later on in the evening. So it was a good event. It was a good event. We brought the original truck there. Everybody loved it. Yeah.
So you did.
We did.
So you did the whole thing. There wasn't any other.
We did it all. Yeah, we did it all. I mean, we didn't supply all the tables and stuff, but we supplied the food. Yeah.
And then how much? Because I mean, we're looking at, obviously it's probably some you might not know off the top of your head, but when we're doing weddings, we always think about like per plate cost.
Absolutely.
Do you know roughly?
So there's a couple different you can go for obviously a little bit less. It really depends on the on the product.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, beef is going to be more expensive. I mean, we're paying an arm and a leg for it, right? So beef, a couple different tiers. You can do like a pulled pork, and maybe like a pork rib combination. I think that's somewhere around don't quote me, but I think it's like $40 a plate or something like that. And then going up into like basically you're getting everything, the full meal deal, absolutely everything. I think it's like $50, $60 a plate or something like that. I'm not the one that does it all the food costs and all the quoting and the reservations, but give or take somewhere in there. I mean, you can go upwards and you could ask for everything, and you're doing. I mean, it really depends on per case. Like the one that we did before had the happy hour, and then they had the tacos at the end. So we were there all day, and we provided a lot of meat. There was 140 people ish, something like that. So yeah,
it's average size. Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, it worked out.
And that was just at a farm.
That was at it was like an old big red barn. It was really cool.
Yeah.
It was a farm style wedding.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
I know that one.
It was a lot of it was I can't remember the name of it now. It's like 264th area. They
maybe it's someone's house.
Yeah, I honestly I can't no, it was do you remember the name of it?
Isn't it the Owl or something? Mount Lehman?
Yeah, it was something.
Okay, well, now I know where to go.
Yeah.
Family fun. Oh, okay.
So cool.
Maybe scout out that area.
Yeah.
I'm looking like a farm setting.
Yeah.
It's always nice. Yeah.
It was really nice. Yeah, I mean, for your big day, there's a lot of hype around it, right? And I think by keeping, in my opinion, if I were, I appreciate the simple things like putting together a big farm outside wedding like that, and as long as the weather, provides.
That's the one thing that
you can set up tents and whatnot, but it's, I don't know. I think with everything going on in life, people do want to sometimes keep it a little bit simple.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't have to be over the top, fancy luxury.
No, because then
golf
there's
course
more
or
room
anything.
for mistake too, right?
Yeah.
Your high expectations, and you get disappointed easily, right?
Definitely.
So
I could see.
I know I would if I was expecting this and expecting that, and I'm pretty particular about things. That's why we have such a good product, because I am very particular about it. I don't want to mess around. So.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to coming by again for lunch. Definitely a spot to go see. Do you don't have any events planned or anything in the pipeline for this summer that we can help promote?
We do. So we're obviously we have our main location at the farm. Very very busy location. The farming community is about to open its doors to another year of berries and whatnot. It's going to be busy. We then have our Milner location, which is we've just completely revamped it. We've got tables, we've got games down there. It's a really nice setting. The owners of Milner Farm, super amazing people. They've been very supportive. They've opened up their doors, and they have they have their own. A lot of people don't know this, but at their place they sell like dog food and horse food, and it's not just farm food, right? So I didn't know this. I'm buying my dog food there now too, and we promote bringing your pets down and again, we want to keep it simple. Just keep the nice, enjoyable setting. We got some games to play, so we've got that, which is now open to skip the dishes, and then soon there will be more.
Yeah, that's
Very
a smart
soon.
idea. Skip.
We are planning an open house of some sort. We haven't done a grand opening for Milner yet, and it will happen in June, July.
Yeah, we're gonna plan something big, something big that people know of.
We couldn't hear her, so can you repeat that?
Yes, so we're because of the new location, we really want to just open Milner kind of quietly and work out all the bells and whistles. But soon we will be planning like a grand opening, if you will, right? So
that's going to be around June, July.
We're still kind of planning it out. There's with the growth of everything going on, there's so many things moving, like new barbecue and there's lots of things going on. But yes, this is something that we do want to open up to. We want to make a big like fun day event of it. maybe live music, have the barbecue, maybe some dessert food trucks, and, really create an event of it. Right there, we've got a perfect location. It's on Crush and Glover, across the street from the Husky gas station, I think it is. Right by Willoughby. It's perfect. It's a commuter.
Yeah, it's a good spot there because if you're in
Yeah.
Willoughby, you just take that 72 Ave, takes you down to
Boom,
Crush.
right down. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what's good there? I don't know. You've probably seen it, but the rugby spot.
No,
So the rugby field, Langley Rugby Club,
okay.
is located on Crush, probably
Towards
about
the
like
airport.
No, straight up.
Oh, yeah, right
so
up
it's
the. Okay,
literally not
yeah.
far at all. So
Yeah.
throwing up a
Yeah.
logo up there,
That's
letting
right.
them know, hey,
Interesting.
barbecue during, because they
That's
have
that big
Saturday.
field there on the left-hand side.
Yeah, Saturday,
There's-
Sundays, I think they have rugby games there.
Okay.
So you could get a pretty big crowd from there too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I mean, they're not like huge games, but think about those rugby kids.
Right?
They're gonna
want
be
their
hungry
barbecue.
after.
Yeah.
Those are big kids. So yeah, and their family will come in, make a whole day out of it. So that could be a
I
cool
think we'll do
opportunity
something.
there.
We'll put some signage
Yeah.
up there. Just let them know that we're close by.
Exactly. Throw a sign out there or
Yeah.
something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but this meat has been staring at me the whole time here, so let's get into it. Maybe we can. We talked about your menu. I don't know how much you can share. By the way, I don't know if
We have we've got a handful of sandwiches. I think there's 5 sandwiches to offer, and then of course we do our traditional brisket, pulled pork, the braised beef, pork ribs, burnt ends, sausages, the walking taco, and then we have cornbreads. It comes with we have our coleslaws, we have our baked beans. And soon tacos. Tacos are gonna come out real quick. And then
you can't tell me what the sauce is.
you know what? That's actually our own creation.
Okay.
That's our own creation.
That's what you're trying to
That's
sell.
that's gonna be bottled. That's our burnt end sauce. So basically, it's
Specifically for
like,
burnt
it's
ends.
sweet, spicy, smoked sauce. It's very rich. It's got a little heat to it. Not a lot. It's more sweet than anything else, but a lot of work goes into it. So. That's what. Yeah, we're gonna bottle that up, and you'll see us in the store soon. And
That's really good.
yeah, you get to see our Texas Bowl.
Nice and tender still.
Yeah.
Still has like that crunch of like burnt end, right? That's why I like them.
So the whole idea behind that is, so when we do our briskets, we actually smoke extra briskets so that we can turn them into burnt ends, because burnt ends have become so popular. We're going through so many, so we essentially take half of the brisket, we turn into burnt ends, the other half we end up using. Yeah, that's where it comes from, is brisket. So it's double smoked brisket with our house burnt end sauce. Don't even have a name for it yet. Just call it burnt end sauce.
I mean, that's yeah.
But,
what else is it for?
then sausages, we combine that, and then we re-smoke it, so it goes back in the
Together,
smoker,
yeah.
and it
So that's a
does
sausage
its
right
thing.
here. And that just has the same sauce on there.
That's it right there. Yeah, to die for. People love those things.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Where does this come from? Any specific farm?
All of our meat, our beef is Alberta beef. Our sausages are a farmer sausage, harvest farmer sausage. Where they come from, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, and all of our beef comes from Alberta. Using, we use local brands. We use, honestly, we get a lot of our meat from a wholesaler, Penguin Meats. We use GFS. We use Cisco.
Okay. The bigger suppliers, yeah.
All the big suppliers.
Yeah.
But
It's really good. So good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brisket's my favorite, always.
Just brisket as is, or brisket in the burnt ends?
Well, both. I just like the fat.
You do.
I'm a big fan of the
So
fat on the
some
brisket.
people do, some people
I
don't,
don't-
right?
that's my
Me
favorite.
personally, a little bit, right?
When you
Because that's
mix
where
the-
the flavor comes from, is
Yeah.
from the fat. Some people really, they want as much fat as possible. They'll eat all of it, right? And when serving it, sometimes you look at it and think, that's a lot of fat, but that's kind of part of it. That's in the brisket. There's a huge fat line directly through the center, so yeah. But that's where you get your flavor, and
Yeah.
of course the smoke and hours of just sitting there.
That sauce is really good. What else could you put that on, you think?
So we're actually going to come up with a burnt end sandwich. We're going to change our
Wow.
bun. We have we have a circular bun now that we use for all of our sandwich, but we're going to put together a burnt end sandwich where we kind of use like more of a 𝐏𝐡𝐨𝐧𝐞 style bun, like a longer version, slice it, some of that, and I'm not entirely too sure of all the ins and outs of it yet, but we are going to put it together. And we've got our, again, we've got our Texas cheesesteak, got a handful of sandwiches.
That sauce is really good.
Yeah.
I'm a big sauce fan. I know that's at
Yeah.
the end of the day, like that's what makes whatever you're cooking. If you don't have a good blend to marinate in,
Yeah.
like it's like I said, just salt and pepper, which is not bad either.
That's all we season our smoked meat with is salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
But the smoke the smoke, see, meat and natural smoke create like a super flavor. I wish I could take all the credit for it, but it's combined create with the fat, rendering and everything else. It creates really,
Yeah.
that thing that we
You
all
make
love.
me, every time you talk about the barbecue, the only thing I think about is that brisket coming
Yeah.
out of the smoker,
Yeah,
and they just lay that sucker down on the
Yeah.
table, and they're just
chop
like,
it right there
plop,
in front of
and
you.
they just
Yeah,
like squish,
Yeah.
all the juices come out.
there's a
you
lot of
cut it.
fat. There's a lot of fat.
That every time I think about barbecue, that's what comes into my mind.
Yeah,
The ribs, not so much. Growing up, did eat a lot of ribs, but I think that's the reason why I never had brisket until I was maybe like 5-6 years ago, and that's why it was like a game changer.
Actually, I don't remember ever eating brisket as a kid either. It's kind of something that's come about in the last
Yeah.
few years with all. I don't know. I don't remember my mom or dad ever coming home saying, "Here's some smoked brisket." I don't remember that.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
this is the cornbread we were talking about. One of these is this the ingredient we're talking about? Jalapeno? No.
Yeah, you'll have a
Okay.
sticker on top. Indicates.
So
either
one of
or.
these is regular, one of these is jalapeno. The jalapeno one was like I didn't expect that at all when I had it last time.
Yep.
But it adds that little kick.
It's got that little tangy
Yeah.
jalapeno. It's not too spicy.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
gives you the flavor. Yeah.
So moist.
Yeah.
People hate that word for some reason. When you talk about cornbread,
Yeah.
it's a good word to use.
Yeah.
It's like cake.
It is like cake.
That is like cake.
Yeah, that's our one of our go-tos. Everyone loves the
I
cornbread.
hate when the cornbread just like you grab it and it crumbles like cookies.
Yeah, cornbread is a porous. It's a gritty ingredient as it is, right? You got to be able to cook it down and create that moisture, and then obviously adding the moisture into it with butter and
And I feel
it's got to be done right.
Yeah.
'Cause I've had some really crummy cornbread too.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
what
And that's
really
what you
turned
can-
me
yeah.
off of it, I think. And that also probably has a lot to do with it being made fresh, right? Because
It's all fresh. Everything we do is fresh. Nothing we do is done and remade. It's all fresh daily. And we sell out every day. We start fresh every day, and that's what people love. You will not come there and get day old brisket. Does not work like that. It's always fresh. And that's one thing I can guarantee. So you'll have a good product when you come there.
yeah.
And if you don't, let me know because I will fix it. Because I can't guarantee everything, but in reality, we do try 150% to make it right. So, if there's things that we can change in any way, please let me know. And I'm always, we want it to be perfect. I don't want to mess around. I want it done right. I want a good reputation. I want to be locally trusted and admired, and I just want, I want it to be done right. So.
Yeah, well, you definitely do a great job. So you said there's 2 locations. What exactly is what's the exact location of the first one?
Streeter Farms is 23823 72nd Ave, directly off of the number 1 highway at the 232 exit. And then we have our other one, which is 21645, I believe, Crush Avenue, which is halfway down Glover from the highway to basically downtown Langley.
Yeah.
Right? So kind of by the airport area.
Glover
in
and
between.
216th, I think. It is.
Yeah.
On 216th on
Yeah.
one side,
And
Crush
that,
is
like
the
I
other
said,
one.
is now, as of today, later today, open to skip. So anything within the, I think it's like 10, 15 kilometer radius, you'll be able to order, not all menu items, but most, you'll be able to order directly to your door without having to come see us.
Yeah, that's huge, right? A lot of the time people can't get out there and
Everyone likes convenience these days, right?
yeah.
It's just so easy. You can just pick up your phone,
So
buy this.
busy
yeah,
scrolling
just-
through TikTok that they
Yeah.
can't go for a
I
drive.
personally, I try and avoid any of the. I'm kind of always working, so I don't do any personal social media really. I'm not a scroller. Like I try not to get too caught up in that. I see my kids losing hours and hours and hours daily, and I don't want to end up like that. So I haven't been on TikTok personally in a very long time. I do Instagram, but I just add videos and sometimes other food videos because I follow all the foodies. They'll come up, and then I get hooked for a minute, and then I'll put the phone down.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I'm not
tough.
doing
It's
it.
tough when you
I'm not doing
need
it.
social media for your business. I have the same problem,
Yeah.
right? I always give my fiance crap because I'm like, what are you watching? Like funny videos.
Yeah.
And then she sees me on my phone for a good
Yeah.
hour straight,
Yeah.
and she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I've posted 4 videos,
Yeah.
right? I had to download these, like edit these.
Yeah, it takes
and
some time,
and
right?
Then, but then when you post it, then it's like, oh, let me look real quick, and then
See if you did it right. Look for any spelling checks.
Well,
it's like, oh my
just
God.
like you end up scrolling through a little bit.
And they take a while too. Some of my posts take me like an hour to do.
Oh yeah.
All the wording, and then I go back and I'm like, oh my God, I don't like this. I sound like a retard. What am I doing? So I'm like, right? So I go back and I change it, and I'm like, nope, not gonna do it. Come back to it, and so. But yeah, we're
Put a timer on there. Put a timer. I have a timer on my social
Do
media
you?
now. So basically,
do?
every 15 minutes, it says your time's up,
oh,
and
okay.
then I have to physically stop what
Yeah.
I'm doing, and then read it, and then it's like, do you want to give yourself 15 more minutes?
I didn't even know that was an
or
option.
then you say ignore, and then you get off, right? But
Oh.
it's just to like stop your
Yeah,
stop
to acknowledge
your-
the fact that
your
you've been
path.
staring at your phone
exactly.
for 4 hours.
It's like what Netflix does. Are you still
Yeah.
watching? Right?
Yeah,
When you're
yeah.
like 2 or 3
I should put that on my
episodes.
kids' phones.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. It's helped me a ton.
I don't even see them anymore.
It's helped me a
Right.
ton. It's
I
tough.
thought
these
one of them
days.
moved out the other day. Apparently, she's still there. I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for jumping on today.
Absolutely.
I
Thank you
can't
for
wait to
having
come
me.
see you
Yeah.
more often. I can't wait for you guys to come check their
Yeah.
locations out. Where can people find you?
Find us in Langley, online, Texas Smoke BBQ, Facebook, Instagram. We're there. Google us. Yeah, come on down, check it out. If I'm there, say hi. Let me know if you're. Give me feedback. I want it. I want everything to be perfect. If there's anything I can do to make it better, let me know. That's
If you
it.
watch this episode or if you saw any of those clips,
Yeah,
let him know. Let him
me
know
know.
that he's been seen.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Let
Awesome.
me know. And we're getting that now. We go around and people are starting to recognize us, and you're that barbecue guy. And I never
should
thought.
just-
I never thought this would
Just
happen. but-
change your name
Yeah.
on social media to that
Should've,
barbecue
yeah.
guy.
Someone went as far as calling me a barbecue god. I mean, that's okay. I'll take it. That's okay.
I called you a
Right.
smoke show. So
Smoke show, yeah.
that's
That
a new
was,
one.
I didn't know. Yeah, didn't know if I should be offended or not, but yeah, no, that's
Be
what we do,
flattered,
right?
man.
We smoke meat, lots of it.
Awesome. Well,
Lots.
yeah. Thanks again.
Absolutely.
If you're watching this, make sure you subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions for Nathan that you thought I missed, or reach out to him directly on his channels and platforms. If you want to see more videos like this, click right here. YouTube knows what you want to watch next, and then right here, we put out videos like this every single week, so make sure you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Awesome.
Amazing.
Done.